Thank you for joining us on Diaspora Connect, where we champion excellence by spotlighting the resilience of Nigerian citizens, breaking barriers and making a difference across the world. Here, we explore identity, origin, and diverse journeys of Nigerians in the diaspora. I am Aboseti Adeniwadremi. Let's get the show started with Diaspora News. Nigeria's National Pension Commission has taken a major step toward financial inclusion by unveiling new guidelines that allow Nigerians in the diaspora and even foreign workers in Nigeria to join the contributory pension scheme. The policy opens the door for citizens abroad to build their retirement savings under the same national framework that serves workers at home. PENCOM officials say the move is part of a broader effort to give Nigerians overseas a structured way to invest and plan for the future while boosting confidence in the country's financial system. It also aligns with the government's push to engage the diaspora community beyond remittances, giving them a direct stake in long-term national development. Experts are describing the initiative as a breakthrough for cross-border retirement planning. They say it not only secures individuals' financial futures, but also strengthens Nigeria's overall pension assets, a sector that continues to play a key role in economic growth. Now, National Examinations Council (NECO) has opened a new examination center in London, a major step in bringing its services closer to Nigerians living in the diaspora. The new center was unveiled during the Education Matters Conference UK 2025, where NECO's Registrar and Chief Executive, Professor Dantani Wushishi, described it as a landmark move in expanding Nigeria's educational reach beyond its borders. According to him, the center, established in partnership with Barnfield Education Limited, will give Nigerian students and adult learners in the UK a chance to complete their secondary education or earn equivalent qualifications. The council now conducts exams in 7 countries, including Saudi Arabia, and plans to open new centers in Egypt and Burkina Faso. NECO certificates are already recognized by universities in the UK, the United States, Canada, and several other countries. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa praised the initiative as a bold step to ensure no Nigerian child is left behind. What we do at Diaspora Connect is to connect you to your roots. Let's check out these fun facts on our Did You Know segment. Some really amazing facts there. Well, moving on now, across the United Kingdom, a new story about Nigerians is unfolding, and it's one that goes beyond the struggle. From tech innovators to creative entrepreneurs, Nigerians in the UK are redefining what it means to live abroad, not just sending money home, but actually shaping Nigeria's economy in real ways. Remittances from the diaspora now contributes over $20 billion annually, making it one of the country's top sources of foreign exchange. And beyond that, investments in real estate, education, and startups are creating new bridges of growth between the UK and Nigeria. On Diaspora Connect today, we will be exploring beyond the struggle, changing narratives of Nigerians in the UK. It will be a deep dive into success stories, resilience, and positive contributions of Nigerians thriving abroad. My guest today is Kenny Ojo. Well, Kenny is an award-winning British Nigerian influencer, comedian, social media monetization coach, widely regarded as one of the top Nigerian creators in the United Kingdom. He's known for his authentic storytelling, relatable humor, and digital expertise. He's built a powerful personal brand that blends entertainment with education and entrepreneurship. He is also a founder. He's founder of the Creators Wealth Academy, which is an educational platform designed to empower creators and entrepreneurs to monetize their skills and digital influence. He earned a bachelor's degree in economics at the University of Lagos and a master's in international business management, Coventry University, UK. Kenny is a proud father of two and a devoted partner. Now, away from the spotlight, what does he enjoy? He enjoys football and is a passionate Arsenal supporter. Well, his favorite meal is beans and bread. Does that ring a bell? And his guiding principle is a reminder of the power of discipline and persistence, and that is consistency turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary success. Kenny Ojo, welcome to Diaspora Connect.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
You have such a massive CV there, and I'm particularly thrilled about your beans and bread combination. How often do you get to enjoy that over there?
Good question. I try as much as possible. At least, I try to have it once a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And your name actually shows that you're a twin. So talk to us. How is Taiwo? Tell us a little about your family growing up and how you got to make the UK your second home.
Yeah, so, as you said, my name is Kenny Ojo. Miss Kende basically means I'm a twin in Nigeria. So I've got three brothers, my twin brother and two younger brothers. My twin brother doesn't do anything social media at all. He's more quiet, just going his own thing he's doing. So I've been in the UK for I think almost 15 years now. I came a very long time ago for my education, and then this became my second home. I started working, finished my diploma, did my master's, and just literally became a place I could call home because there were a lot of things I was able to access here in the UK, and I thought it's a good opportunity for me to start my life after uni here. And I grew up in Nigeria. I grew up I grew up with my dad and my mom and my twin brother to start with. We're not, we're not born with a silver spoon. It was a big struggle. I went to Command Primary School, one of the military schools back then, and I worked my way up to the University of Lagos, where I studied economics. Big struggle, very, very big struggle, because we didn't have a lot growing up, if I may say. My dad was a civil and structural engineer, and my mom was a teacher. She worked her way up to Director of Education Lagos eventually. But it was very, very tough. It was a disciplined home, deprived to have a lot of the interesting things that other people have, the big birthday cakes and bicycles. Those things were a bit special for us back then.
And Kenny, I can imagine that yours must have even taken another dimension, considering that your mom is a teacher, because all of the luxuries you might even just want to get away with, she'll tell you, hey, a teacher's son can do that, please.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. Well, it's good in a certain way because obviously it made us who we are today. A lot of the things we saw as nice and luxury was not necessary to have. We didn't need at that point in time. But again, it made us who we are today. And I'm very, very happy for some of the things she didn't allow us to do back then. Because we're quite disciplined, and that's good. So after my education, obviously, I found my way over to the United Kingdom to come and do my master's. Luckily, things started getting better for the family, and then when I started my master's, and I had to have a focus to better my life, and
Yeah, so
that is how I'm right there.
Kenny, I'd like us to take it from there. Tell us about the
Mhm.
transitioning from Niger to the UK. How did you manage to blend in? What major hurdles did you face in that process?
I think one of the biggest things I noticed when I arrived in the UK, well, I came from education, was the difference in education system. Okay. It's very, very different. I went to University of Lagos, one of the best universities in Nigeria. But when in the UK, I think when you're being taught to help yourself to actually earn, to make money. In when I was in Nigeria, I think I was learning, a lot of us were learning just to get a degree because we wanted to have a degree in our hands. So it was different when I got to the UK. Learning was very different. The lecturers would having normal conversations with you. They wanted to call them by name. When you call some of the Mr. No, 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 call me by name. They don't want to feel insulted, that sort of thing. And the language, because when you get to the UK, obviously we watch a lot of movies back home, and you think, yeah, this, you understand the English, but yes, we all speak English, but sometimes you have to get used to the British style of talking because a lot of them speak very, very fast, and they use different intonations and that sort of thing. So you have to get used to it and like, huh, yeah. But after a while, you get used to it. The culture, obviously, the cold. that was the biggest. I think that was the biggest change. The cold, the weather.
All right.
Coming from a very hot country like Nigeria and having to always have something on you all the time was very, very different. Having to
Yeah.
use a heater was very, very different.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
can
those were
imagine.
one of the
But
things.
15 years down the line, of course, you're used to the system and you're doing very well for yourself in the creative space where you are functioning now. So I'm just also curious, how did you get to be in this creative space? How did you get there? Or is it that you've always been a comedian? Were you born a comedian?
I think if I may say, I've always been that person who never wants to just be bored or be around boring people. Let me put it that way. So right from when I was in uni, I've always been that person when we're having a party or when there's an event happening, even if I'm not the MC or whatever. I like to get people talking. I like to get people laughing and entertained. I like to see people happy. Let me put it that way. So about 4 years ago, my missus said, "You're just wasting. I mean, you keep trying to make me laugh and other people laugh. Just put it out there so other people can actually see you, and then we'll see what happens from there." To let you know, my younger brothers have been into the social media industry probably 3 years or 4 years before I joined, and they've always been saying, "You need to join and do your comedy thing because you make people laugh." So I thought, what's the best way for other people to enjoy my comedy? Put it online. And I put my first video online over 3 years ago, and I probably had like 200 or 300 views in like 6 months. And that almost brought me down. But yeah, that's the way I started, just for other people to be able to get entertained.
That sounds great, and it also just talks about the power of family. The fact that they see you, they know what you're capable of, and they spur you
Right.
to just be the best version of yourself. Kenny, sometimes when we hear about Nigerians in the UK, their experiences don't sound too palatable. I mean, you hear about stress from having to run multiple shifts and perhaps also uncertainty about the future, especially when you consider some government policies. Is it all gloom over there?
I think the UK is exactly the same as every other country in the world. If you don't have nothing to offer, I don't see any reason why any country would want to have you in the first place. That's something I always say to whether I'm coaching or when people come to ask me for advice. I always say, as long as you have a skill, as long as you have something to offer, whatever country you are in the world, you will have a place there. Okay. I have a lot of people that have come into the UK 10 years ago, 5 years ago, myself as an example, and I have people who have come into the UK in less than 6 months who already have a path to, making a living out for themselves right here in the UK or having that opportunity to stay here and go back home. It's not gloom. No, I don't think anywhere is gloom. You need to work for you to earn. So there's a certain philosophy when people come over to the UK, and I see a lot of people going on blogs to say, "Oh, you have to pay for rent in the UK, you have to pay for insurance, you have to pay for gas." It's the same in every developed country. You have to pay for these things. They're not free, anyways. I always say to people before you come to the UK, come with a plan, have a skill, have something to offer. Don't just come to say you want to start earning money because somebody said there's money in the UK. As long as you have a skill, I have people that have come into the UK in 3 months ago. They're already earning a lot. They're already on 5 figures, 6 figures because of the field they've come in with. So it's not gloomy, but as long as you have a skill, you're willing to contribute, learn, earn, I think there is a place for everyone, to be honest.
All right, so coming with a plan, don't just, and also there are concerns about, you mentioned a point earlier about the way our system of education could be sometimes here, where it's like most people are really studying just to end the degree, right? But, in some other places, it's more about you getting the knowledge. It's not la read, la pour, la cram, la forget, like you really just need to gain the life skill. But thank you so much for sharing that. So let's also look at another angle. I mean, how much of an impact do you think or suppose that statements and actions of someone like the Kemi Badenoch could have on Britain's perception of Nigerians, whether they're already living in the UK or their desire to make the UK home?
Yeah, so obviously, Kemi Badenoch is one of the most influential Nigerians in the world, especially in the UK, being a leader of the party she's in. She says a lot of things a lot of people will not agree with, even obviously myself. But that's something I believe in personally. If you're representing your country, no matter what, there are certain ways you say things not to discourage other people from investing or going to your country, that sort of thing, which is bad. Is some of the way I think she puts things forward. Some of the things she says obviously are correct. But I just think there's a way you say things to make people understand and educate people rather than putting a certain notion in people's mind. It's creating a certain notion about Nigeria in general from foreigners or people who've never been before, thinking, wait, did she just say she got whatever in boarding school, that sort of thing? But some of the things she says are normal things that happen in developed countries, in America, in the UK, in everywhere. Well, because of the way she says it, it makes people like other investors or foreigners think like, what's happening in that country? That's not normal. And that obviously has an impact on the way people see Nigeria. But obviously Nigerians know that, it's whatever she's saying, it's normal. She's just putting it in a different way. She doesn't. Yeah, that's what I was
But
saying.
that's Nigerians. And the thing about perception is that once it's out there, it just could be difficult to clean it. But then, like the real Nigeria that we are, we move, right?
Always.
Yes.
Never lie.
So how do you think we can deepen ties between the UK and Nigeria, specifically now in the creative industry?
Yeah. I think it's one of the biggest avenues within the creative industry for Nigerians in the diaspora and obviously Nigerians back home and the government to obviously work together to put a better image and a better name for ourselves out there. Okay. But one of the biggest things I would want to see happen, obviously going forward, is having easier access to like Nigerian authorities or Nigerian decision makers. For example, the Nigerian High Commission in the UK, for example, it's one of the places where people go, and before you go there, you think you're going to be there for, I don't know, 5 hours, 10 hours. You have to prepare. It should be an embassy should be a place where people could go to get a bit more information about, the country, or if they're having sort of problem. There shouldn't be a fear of having to go to the embassy and thinking, oh my God, I need to eat before I go. I'm going to be there for 12 years, that sort of thing. One of the biggest things is just making Nigerian decision makers, for example, our ambassadors in the UK, a bit more accessible, where we can obviously have meaningful discussions to let people understand, like, okay, this is the problems we're facing here in the UK as Nigerians. This is what we've noted. This is what we think we can do to help other people come into the UK, going over to them, providing a platform where we can put the news out there. And I think having social events, again, I say social, I don't mean parties, but having this cultural social event where Nigerians in the UK can come together to probably showcase the skills, talk about happenings, where people can have to show their achievement to others, to encourage people coming here, to let them know that, listen, Nigerians are doing something over here, and the Nigerian government can collaborate with the creatives of the creators over here, with the organizers over here to collaborate together, where people can obviously see that not every Nigerian in the UK is doing 73-hour shift or trying to get in some sort of trouble somewhere. So I just think that the government or the entertainment sector or the diaspora community back home can work together with a lot of creatives over here, a lot of Nigerian CEOs over here, a lot of Nigerians that are making a name for themselves over here, just to put a bit more out there to show that there are good people out here and there's a lot we can do to invest back home also.
Indeed, a whole lot that we can do. Well, this conversation would not end until you give me the Kenny walk. I know you're seated. I don't know how you do it, but you will do need to give us the Kenny walk.
Oh God, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try. I need to move back a bit. This is the most famous walk in the world. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's try. Let me move back a bit so you can.
Okay.
You can see. There we go. There we go. So this is the kettle. Can you see me clearly? Yeah.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, so this is how you do it.
Okay.
Don't like this. Put your fist like this. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kenny. I've learned a new way of walking. I hope nobody asks me whatever is happening to my shoulders. Kenny Ojo, award-winning British Nigerian influencer, comedian, social media monetization coach. Thank you so much for your time on Diaspora Connect.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, next on the show is Culture Connect.
Whether it's a football star proudly waving the green-white-green flag after a match or an artist blending Nigerian motifs into contemporary pieces, the diaspora is using creativity and competition to redefine identity. Sport and art have become powerful tools of connection, telling stories of resilience, pride, and belonging. Across major cities from Toronto to Berlin, community tournament, art fairs and cultural showcases brings Nigerians together, celebrating both heritage and progress. These gatherings are more than entertainment. They're expressions of national identity, unity and hope. For young Nigerians both at home and abroad, the success stories inspire dreams, showing that talent, when nurtured, can cross borders and create lasting impact. Athletes and artists are also giving back by funding youth academies and organizing mentorship programs. Many of these initiatives now form part of Nigeria's push to strengthen ties with global communities through football, music, film, and finance. The diaspora is doing more than representing Nigeria, it is redefining it. The message is clear: wherever we are, home travels with us, and through sport and the art, Nigerians continue to connect worlds, one story at a time.
As we wrap up the conversation today, remember that the power to make a positive difference lies in you. A step here, an action there will all come together to make the huge difference that we so desire. Be the change you want to see. Wear your Nigerian badge with pride and let your excellence shine forth. Until the next time, keep exuding the glow of a true Nigerian, the unbeatable Niger spirit. I am Abosadi Adeniwadremi. I'll see you again.